The smell of fresh paint on the wall came in through the open door. The bass walked in beside it like it hadn't smelled before. A man set down his cup and looked a stroke of yellow there. The piano played the easy thing about the change and fare. The painter packed his things at noon, left the wall to dry. The trumpet said there's something about the reasons why. No asking when they did it, no memory of before, just the smell of fresh paint on the wall and the open door. The bass walks past the yellow, warm and round and slow. The piano keeps the bright thing going, letting morning go. A woman stops and tilts her head, studies the new shade. The clarinet comes winding through the yellow that the painter made. Two men at the corner table argue about the tone. The trumpet hums the easy something about what walls are shown. See the cafe sit beside it, yellow, warm and wide. The bass walks on below, the freshness warm on every side. No story in the painting, no reason to explain, just the smell of fresh paint on the wall and the morning and the lane. The clarinet winds past the yellow, easy, bright and clear. The piano hums the kind of morning made for something new in here. By afternoon the smell has faded, only color stays. The bass walks on below, the color through the warming days. No hurry in the noticing, no moment to pursue, just the smell of fresh paint on the wall and the morning coming through. The trumpet lifts above the yellow, the clarinet winds free. The piano holds the bright and freshened as it ought to be. The bass takes its last warm step, the wall dries in the light. The smell of fresh paint on the wall made the morning right. The man with the morning paper folds it to the sport. The bass walked in beside him of a patient sort. A cup beside his elbow, steam already thin. The piano found a bright small phrase and let the day begin. Somebody at the counter orders without words. The trumpet says the easy thing among the outside birds. No weight inside the reading, no story pressing through, just the man with the morning paper and the light coming new. The bass walks on below, the pages warm and round and slow. The piano keeps its bright small promise, letting morning go. A spoon against a saucer, somebody stands to leave. The clarinet comes winding in the way the warm days weave. Pages turning one by one, the headlines left behind. trumpet says the quiet thing about the easy mind. See the cafe fill around him, chair by chair and cup. The bass walks on below the filling, never giving up. No hurry in the reading, no reason to look up. Just the man with the morning paper and the cafe and the cup. The piano hums the kind of morning made for sitting long. The clarinet says what the easy feels like in a simple song. He folds the paper one last time, sets it on the chair. The bass walks on below the folding, through the brightening air. No story in the sitting, no moment to explain. Just the man with the morning paper in the warm and plain. The evening belongs to the regulars. When the tourists go, the bass walked in beside them with a quiet hello. 3 tables close together now, the gaps have disappeared. The piano played the comfortable thing about the evening cleared. Voices lower, longer, nobody has to shout. The trumpet said the evening thing about what evening's about. No strangers in the evening, no menus on the cloth. Just the evening and its regulars, and the comfortable both. The bass walks through the belonging, patient, warm and near. The piano keeps the certain evening of a comfortable year. A woman moves her chair a little into someone's light. The clarinet comes winding through the moving, soft into the night. An old joke at the corner table, everyone already knows. The trumpet hums the evening something, the way the evening goes. See the cafe settle inward, regular by name. The bass walks on below the settling, always much the same. No asking of the order, no reason to explain. Just the evening and its regulars coming back again. The claret wins through the familiarity. The evening always holds. The piano hums the kind of evening that the regular enfolds. By 9 the wine is going round, the cup's long since cleared. The bass walks on below the going, through the evening clear. No hurry in the belonging, no moment to pursue. Just the evening and its regulars, and the night coming through. The trumpet says the last warm word about the ones who stay. The piano holds the comfortable evening at the end of day. The bass takes its last warm step. The tables sit close still. The evening belongs to the regulars, and always will. He came before anyone else arrived, before the chairs were set. The bass was already somewhere low, beneath the morning yet. The cafe still half dark inside, the counter wiped and clear. The piano played one note alone to see if anyone could hear. A cup of something steaming set beside the wall. The trumpet hadn't come in yet, hadn't come at all. No voices in the morning, no footsteps on the stair. Just the man before the others, and the instruments and air. The bass walked slow beneath the tables, through the wooden floor. The piano kept its single phrase and didn't ask for more. Light came in across the counter, thin and pale and new. The trumpet finally arrived then, knowing what to do. He read a page of something old, the words already known. The bass walked on below his reading, quiet and alone. A bicycle outside the glass leaned against the stone. The clarinet came in from somewhere, making 3 from 1. See the cafe wake around him, slow and one by one. The piano kept its morning promise long before it was done. No rush inside the early, no wait upon the day. He came before anyone else arrived, and quietly chose to stay. Curtains open above the street, steam above the cup. The bass keeps walking through it all and never giving up. The trumpet says the morning quietly, the clarinet agrees. The piano holds them both together with the greatest ease. No story in the arriving, no hour to presume, just a man before the morning and the slowly filling room. He came before the other, set his hat beside the cup. The bass was already walking when the morning opened up. The chair familiar under him, the table worn and wide. The trumpet said good morning from the other side. Pages of a newspaper, yellow at the edge. The piano kept its quiet promise, held its easy pledge. No need to speak to anyone, no need to be known. Just the early man and morning, and the bass below alone. Curtains gold with coming light, steam above the cup. The trumpet said one more small thing before it gave it up. A bicycle outside the glass, a shadow on the stone. The piano hums between the tables like it hums at home. See the cafe fill around him, slow and one by one. The bass keeps walking underneath everything and on. No hurry in the early, no reason to presume. Just the man who came before them and the warming room. Everything stays where it is for a little while. The clarinet set it to the room in a very quiet style. A man with his hands flat on the table, looking at the grain. Bass walked in below the looking soft as early rain. The cups stay on the saucers, the chairs stay on the floor. The trumpet said the still thing about the staying more. No rearranging of the morning, no moving of the light. Just everything stays where it is and everything feels right. The bass walks through the stillness, soft and round and low. The piano keeps its gentle staying, letting morning go. A newspaper stays open at the page nobody read. The clarinet wins through the sting of the almost said. Coat stays on the hook all day, its owner still inside. The trumpet hums the gentle something about the easy ride. See the cafe hold its stillness, soft and open wide. Bass walks on below the stillness, warm on every side. asking it to change now, no reason to begin. Just everything stays where it is, and the light coming in. The clarinet wins through the gentleness of an unhurried stay. The piano hums the kind of morning made for stay in this way. By noon the stillness shifted, as stillness always does. The bass walks on below the shifting, the way the morning was. No story in the staying, no moment to explain. Just everything stays where it is, and then moves on again. The trumpet says the last soft word about the things that hold. The piano keeps the gentle stain of a morning soft and old. The bass takes its last soft step, the room sits still and clear. Everything stayed where it was for the time that it was here. The conversation across two tables started with a look. The clarinet said it saw it coming from an open book. A man asked about the paper, held it up and smiled. The bass walked in below, asking, easy, warm and mild. The answer came with something extra, pulled the chairs apart. The piano came in bright between them, right from the very start. No introduction needed, no name across the cloth, just the conversation crossing tables, warm and nothing lost. The bass walks on between the tables, patient, warm and near. The piano keeps the connecting going through the afternoon clear. A third voice from the window table adds a point or two. The clarinet wins through all three tables, easy as it knew. By now the cups are mixing up, nobody quite minds. The trumpet says the easy something about the way it won't find. You see the Café rearranged itself around the crossing talk. The bass walks on below the crossing, down its easy walk. No story in the starting, no reason to explain, just the conversation crossing tables, home and back again. By four they are one table, chairs pull close and near. bass walks on below, the gathering flew the warning year. No asking how it happened, no moment to pursue, just the conversation crossing tables until the afternoon was through. Trumpet says the last one word about the words we find. The piano holds the comfortable crossing of an easy kind. The bass takes its last warm step, the tables still sit close. The conversation crossed two tables, and that mattered most.
The candle knows the room by heart, every shadow and wall. The clarinet said it softly to no one and to all. A man beside the candle, his face in the warmth. The bass walked in below the warmth, far from any storm. The flame moved once and settled, knew exactly where. The piano came in soft behind the knowing, barely in the air. No map inside the burning, no learning of the room, just a candle that knows everything inside its gentle bloom. The bass walks through the knowing, soft and round and low. The piano keeps its gentle candle in the evening glow. A shadow on the ceiling, slow and without weight. The clarinet winds through the shadows, soft and almost late. The flame leans toward the window, feels the faintest air. The trumpet says the soft thing about the knowing there. See the room held by the candle, soft from wall to wall. The bass walks on below the holding, catching it all. No stranger in the burning, no asking of the dark, just the candle that knows the room by every light and mark. The clarinet winds through the warmth of a room long known. The piano hums the kind of evening where the candle finds its home. By midnight just the wax remains, the knowing nearly done. The bass walks on below the nearly, under no more sun. No story in the knowing, no moment to explain, just a candle that knew the room and will know it once again. The trumpet says its last soft word about the things that know. The piano holds the gentle candle of an evening long and slow. The bass takes its last soft step, the flame leans once and stills. The candle that knew the room by heart always will. Something warm before the day decides what kind of day it'll be. The clarinet said it quietly to nobody but me. A man with no particular plans, his jacket on the hook. The bass walked in below the nothing with a patient look. The window holds the early sky, still making up its mind. The piano came in soft behind him, leaving gray behind. No knowing of the morning, no reading of the sign, just something warm before the day falls into its line. The bass walks through the early, soft and round and slow. The piano keeps its open promise, letting morning show. A second cup arrives unbidden, set without a sound. The clarinet winds through the offering, soft and going round. Outside a door opens somewhere, somebody begins. The trumpet says the gentle something about the day that wins. See the cafe hold the early, soft and open wide. The bass walks on below, the holding warm on every side. No asking of the weather, no checking of the sky, just something warm before the day goes quietly by. The clarinet winds through the openness of an undecided hour. The piano hums the kind of morning that hasn't found its power. By 10 the day has chosen, gone one way or another. The bass walks on below the choosing, like a quiet brother. No story in the waiting, no moment to explain, just something warm before the day, and the morning and the pain. The trumpet says the last soft word about the undecided. The piano holds the gentle morning of the still one-sided. The bass takes its last soft step, the day goes on ahead. Something warm before it all was everything instead.
The street gets quiet after 8, the way it always did. The piano noticed every evening since it was a kid. A man at the last table nurses something warm. The bass walked in below the nursing, far from any storm. The cobblestones outside go still, one last bicycle gone. The trumpet said the evening thing about the carrying on. No voices on the pavement, no footsteps on the stone, just the street getting quiet after 8, and nobody alone. The bass walks through the quietness, warm and round and low. The piano keeps the settling going in the evening glow. The waiter counts the cups and saucers, lines them on the shelf. The claret comes winding through the counting, buying for itself. A cat appears outside the glass, sits and looks inside. The trumpet hums the evening something about the other side. See the street hold all its stillness, 8 o'clock and past. The bass walks on below the stillness, first and slow and last. No winter in the quieting, no asking it to stay, just the street getting quiet after 8, at the end of day. The clarinet wins through the settling, easy, warm and low. The piano hums the kind of evening that the quiet knows. Another cup refilled in silence, set without a sound. The bass walks on below the silence, warm and going round. No story in the quieting, no moment left to name, just the street getting quiet after 8, the same and always same. The trumpet says its last warm word into the empty lane. The claret wins one final circle through the evening pain. The piano holds the last warm quiet against the cooling glass. The bass takes its last slow step and lets the evening pass. The cat outside sits watching still, the lamp holds its small light. The street gets quiet after 8, and everything is right.
Evening finds everyone wherever they have been. The piano said it softly, like it always had foreseen.
A man still at his table, his third cup going cold. The bass walked in below, the evening warm and getting old. The lamp above the counter came on without a word. The trumpet said the evening thing the afternoon had heard. No asking of the hour, no clock above the door. Just the evening finding everyone the same as once before. The bass walks through the golden coming, warm and round and slow. The piano keeps its evening promise in the amber glow. Calls for one last thing. The waiter nods and turns. The clarinet comes winding through the lamplight as the evening burns. Chairs pull closer to the tables, voices drop and warm. The trumpet hums the evening something far from any storm. See the cafe settle golden, lamp by lamp and low. The bass walks on below the settling through the amber glow. No winter in the finding, no summer left to name. Just the evening finding everyone the way it always came. The clarinet wins through the lamplight, golden, slow and near. The piano hums the kind of evening made for staying here. A newspaper gets folded, a coat gets slowly worn. The trumpet lifts one golden phrase into the evening born. No story in the finding, no reason to explain. Just the evening coming gently, finding everyone again. The bass walks through the amber, the clarinet sighs above. The piano holds the evening open, full of something close to love. The trumpet fades above the lamplight, the cups go cold and clear. Evening finds everyone who came to gather here. The sugar bowl is always full, nobody knows quite who. The piano said the comfortable thing about the things we do. A man takes two without a thought, sets the spoon aside. The bass walked in below the taking, warm and satisfied. The bowl is back to full by noon, nobody saw it done. The trumpet said the easy something about the quiet one. No asking of the filling, no note beside the bowl, just the sugar always ready, playing its small role. The bass walks round the counter, patient, warm and near. The piano keeps the comfortable going through the morning clear. A woman adds one extra, stirs and doesn't look. The clarinet comes winding through the sweetness like an easy book. 3 sugars from a child's hand, the father doesn't see. The trumpet hums the comfortable thing about the small and free. See the bowl sit at the center, always white and full. The bass walks on below the center with a patient pull. No mystery in the sweetness, no reason to explain. Just the sugar bowl always ready in the warm and plain. The clarinet winds round the certainty the counter always holds. The piano hums the kind of morning that the sugar bowl enfolds. By evening it is full again, the same as it began. The bass walks on below the fullness through the afternoon plan. No story in the filling, no moment to pursue. Just the sugar bowl always ready and the morning coming through. The trumpet says the last warm word about the things that stay. The piano holds the comfortable sweetness of an ordinary day. The bass takes its last warm step, the bowl sits white and full. The sugar bowl is always ready, that is all. The last table by the window holds the last of the light. The piano found it sitting there at the edge of the night. A man alone with something warm, his face against the glass. The bass walked in below the waiting, watching daylight pass. The street outside gone quiet now, one lamp at the turn. The trumpet said the evening thing about the things we learn. No hurry in the last light, no asking it to stay. Just the last table by the window at the end of day. waiter brings one final cup without a word or sign. The clarinet comes winding through the evening, golden and fine. Outside a bicycle goes by, its light against a stone. The trumpet hums a last warm something to the almost alone. See the window hold the last light, long as windows can. The bass walks on below the holding, patient as a plan. No winter in the sitting last, no morning yet in view, just the last table by the window and the evening coming through. The clarinet wins through the final warmth, the window holds so well. The piano hums a kind of ending, only last lights tell. He finishes his cup in silence, sets it on the cloth. The bass walks on below the finishing, through the evening's loss. No story in the staying last, no reason to explain, just the last table by the window and the night and the pain. The trumpet says its last warm word into the evening air. The clarinet wins one final circle round the almost there. The piano holds the last warm light against the cooling glass. The bass takes its last slow step and lets the evening pass. The lamp outside goes on, the window holds the dark. The last table by the window keeps its quiet mark. April doesn't hurry, doesn't need to try. The piano knew it from the start beneath the open sky. A man with his hat pushed back, the sun against his face. The bass walked in below the April at an April pace. Blossoms on the corner tree, opening one by one. The trumpet said the April thing about the climbing sun. No rushing in the season, no forcing of the bloom, just the April moving gently through the morning room. The bass walks through the patience of it, warm and round and slow. The piano keeps the bright thing easy, letting April go. A cat beside the flower cart watches people pass. The clarinet comes winding through the morning, easy as the grass. Someone stops to smell the blossoms, stands a little while. The trumpet says the patient thing about the April mile. See the morning open slowly, petal after petal wide. The bass walks on below the April, warm on every side. No forcing of the feeling, no asking it to stay. Just the April moving gently through an ordinary day. The clarinet winds through the blossom tree, easy and unhurried still. The piano hums the kind of patience only April will. A bicycle goes slowly by, no particular direction. The bass walks on below the slowness with the same perfection. Voices at the corner table, warm and without weight. The trumpet lifts one final phrase into the open late. No story in the April, no ending to assume. Just the month that doesn't hurry, opening into bloom. The bass walks on through all the petals, the clarinet winds above. The piano holds the April open, full of something close to love. The trumpet fades above the blossom, the bass takes its last step through. April doesn't hurry, and neither should you.
Evening comes slowly in spring, later than before. The piano noticed it arriving softly at the door. A man still at his table, though the lamps came on. The bass walked in below the lamplight, carrying the gun. The square still held some people, chairs still in the sun. The trumpet said the evening thing about the day not done. No hurry in the evening, no chill inside the air. Just the spring that kept the daylight longer than its share. The bass walks through the golden hour, warm on every side. The piano keethe evening easy, wide and open wide. A woman folds her newspaper, orders one thing more. The clarinet comes winding softly through the open door. Bicycle lights beginning one by one along the lane. The trumpet hums the evening something warm as afternoon rain. See the square hold on to daylight, every table bright. The bass walks on below the golden into the coming night. No winter in the evening, no memory of gray. Just the spring that kept the sun a little more today. The piano finds the warmest phrase it's saved for evening time. The clarinet says what the long day means in something close to rhyme. A child runs home below the lamplight, calling as she goes. The bass walks on beneath the calling, the way the evening knows. No story in the staying late, no reason to move on. Just the spring evening coming slowly long after afternoon is gone. The trumpet says good night so gently, no one needs to hear. The piano holds the warmest chord of all the passing year. The bass takes its last evening step, the clarinet sighs above. The spring evening comes in slowly, full of something close to love.